Unlocking inner peace amidst life's storms. Sometimes in life, we feel like we're on a huge wave, carried along with no control. The wave hits us, tosses us up and down, crashes against the rocks, and makes us lose our balance. One moment we think we're gliding smoothly, and the next, something unexpectedly throws us off course. Problems pile up, responsibilities overlap, and we feel exhausted, as if we can't catch our breath. In moments like these, society constantly reminds us to stay calm, to keep everything under control, to be okay. And when we're not, we start blaming ourselves. We think something is wrong with us, that we're not strong enough, not capable enough. But the truth is quite the opposite. Peace is not a constant state. Trying to maintain constant inner calm is like trying to stop the ocean. Waves naturally come and go, sometimes they sweep us off our feet, other times they carry us gently. When we accept this, life becomes easier. Feelings come and go, and that's completely natural. Anxiety, frustration, anger, these are all signs that we're alive and reacting to what's happening around us. They are not a sign of weakness, nor a sign that something is wrong with us. Society often teaches us that we must always appear stable, that our problems aren't that big, that our worries are smaller than everyone else's. That's why we often don't share our true feelings. We think we'll appear weak or burden others. But that pressure actually creates even more stress. Accepting reality, that life goes up and down and that not everything is under our control, is liberating. Once we realize that the goal isn't to be constantly calm, but to know how to navigate the storm, true freedom emerges. Peace is not something that comes from the outside. It's not something someone else can give us or something we can buy. Peace is a skill, a way of looking at things, a way of responding to what happens. The sooner we understand this, the easier it is to breathe through life's storms. One thing that truly helps is changing our perspective. Our minds often dramatize situations, creating stories that make us feel overwhelmed or helpless. When we catch ourselves in these thoughts, it helps to pause, take a deep breath, and ask, is this really a problem right now? Can I do something about it? If not, why stress over it? This small shift in thinking already brings relief. We begin to develop the ability to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. Once we start looking at things this way, the weight we carry begins to lighten. We become more flexible and resilient. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up, it means directing our energy where we can make a difference and letting the rest flow naturally. There are simple ways to feel calmer, even when everything around us seems chaotic. One of the most powerful tools is simply breathing. Slow, deep breaths, feeling the air as it enters and leaves your body, noticing your body and the present moment. This alone can completely change how we feel, from chaotic to calm, from anxious to focused. Routines are also incredibly important. Short morning rituals, a few minutes of silence before the day begins, or a brief meditation, all of these create an anchor in the day. When we establish small, consistent habits, they become a steadying force in stormy times. They remind us that, no matter what is happening around us, there is always a place within ourselves where we can pause, breathe, and reconnect with ourselves. Another thing we often forget is self-compassion. When things go wrong, it's easy to start criticizing and judging ourselves. But how much does that really help? It's much more effective to simply say, it's okay. This is life. We all go through this. Such small acts of kindness toward ourselves reduce stress and give us the strength to keep going. Beyond breathing techniques and routines, there are concrete tools that can help make things clearer and easier to manage. The first is journaling. Writing down feelings, thoughts, and ideas helps take them out of our heads and see them from a different perspective. When we put things on paper, they stop feeling so overwhelming and frightening. Journaling helps clarify things, identify the steps we can take, and feel less trapped in our own minds. The second is a digital detox. In today's world of constant connectivity, notifications, news, and social media, the mind becomes overloaded. Taking a few hours, a day, or more without screens and notifications restores calm, focus, and energy. It's not escaping reality, it's creating space for clarity and peace of mind. The third tool is support. True friends, family, or a community that can support us during difficult times is invaluable. Sometimes simply talking to someone who listens and understands can immediately lighten the load. Seeking support is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of courage and self-awareness. The most important thing to remember is that peace is not a destination, it's a process. Every day we learn, we practice what works, we build habits that make us more resilient and calm. Accepting life's waves, noticing our feelings, and working on the small things that give us strength, all of this contributes to creating inner peace. Peace comes when we stop fighting the storm and start learning to swim with it. When we prepare ourselves in advance, accept what we cannot change, and respond where we can, we become steady, regardless of external circumstances. It's important to remember that life always has its waves, and that's completely normal. The goal is not for the storms to disappear, but to learn to swim while they come. Over time, when we practice this, everything becomes easier, more natural, and peace becomes a lasting part of us, independent of external chaos. That's all for this video. Until next time, sending you a warm greeting and thank you for watching. Take care, and remember, peace is already within you, it just sometimes needs a bit of quiet to be heard.